but I hope you recognize the important things in life. Introducing money, it's the root of all evil, they say so. I attach your self-worth to the salary you're paid. Hello, hi, and welcome. Apparently. Oh, I'm getting nervous again. So I'm just gonna come over here and do the thing that I should have did last time. I have a slightly different angle today. Can y'all tell? She doesn't need to be on camera. There we go. Y'all can see my PlayStation and everything. I actually want to turn this on because a whole bunch of the shadow is shining this way. This is basically I'm going to be trying to read myself. I put the emphasis on trying. Last time I didn't have a plan. I came up with this plan, but I didn't do it. For whatever reason. Oh gosh. And I should have did it. I should have did it last time. So basically I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing Celtic cross-ish style, but we're going to be looking at the heart of the Celtic cross. Or the shield on the cross that isn't the sword. That's a little bit better. Oh, this is really close. We'll see. And I'm going to be, so it's for now. So I'm going to be pulling the, I don't know if I want to do Knight of Cups for Pisces. Yeah, I'll do Knight of Cups for Pisces as my significator. And then I'm also going to pull around the Strength card for Leo season. And I'm just going to lay them all out and go for it. Now, apparently, Venus is in Cancer right now. So I thought she would be cool. But mine is a little hot. I do have Mars. I got Mars on top of my Venus. And Venus on top of my Mars. My Mars is in Cancer. My Venus is in Aries. Right now, Mars is in Aries and Venus is in Cancer. So, your girl's a little hot under the collar. But she's fine. Something about spicy fish, y'all. Last year, I met a whole bunch of Pisces with fire moons. And some of them I didn't even know were Pisces with fire moons until this year rolled around. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's your birthday? And like, yeah. I'm like, oh, another Pisces. I don't know what was up with me and Pisces last year, but whoo, girl. Some of them were real cute. Like, real cute. And single, apparently. But, you know, we're not going down that route. I feel like it wouldn't be right, you know? But, you know, sometimes you just gotta shoot your shot. Anyway, I just like, whew, I'm a little, warm. Sorry. TMI. Well, that's what I'm going through right now, okay? Now my whole body is getting hot, so I shouldn't have talked about that. I'm sorry. Down, boy. Whoa. We're just having a good time, okay? Alright, so let's start here. I'm going to go 3D, looking around the Knight of Cups for Pisces, which is me, and the Sun card for Leo season. First card out is the Page of Swords with the Ten of Wands. I got my eye. Oh, there's the Sun card. I got my eye on you. What's that song? Y'all can't even really see these. I got this cute little zebra-shaped tripod thingy. Oh, look at that Ace of Wands. And then there's the Knight of Cups. So we got both of them in the first round. And the first round is kind of sort of the pass for me. I'm going to keep that face down so I remember where the sun is. It can be the pass for me. Oh, snap! Oh, snap! Okay, all well, this is going to be a little bit interesting, I guess. Oh, I'm not even reading this. So with the Page of Swords and the Ten of Wands, I would say that that could be something I'm in the space of maybe observing. And the Empress was the last card out in the first round, which is interesting. So we start with the Page of Swords and we end with the Empress, but the Ten of Wands is right there. And I'm reading myself and whoever comes across. If you get something from this, you get it. This is inspired by Rustling Around. He did a trial by water video. I tried to do a trial by water video on the Legacy channel. I should have had a plan. I should have did this. And whatever comes out, comes out. You know. For y'all to see how I'm sort of navigating through my space. And so it make it a little bit real. So with the Page of Swords and the Ten of Wands, I feel like there's something on the outside that I'm not necessarily keeping like a super, like it's not like I'm not keeping a super watchful eye over it. But I'm hoping that some things kind of sort of happen before other things happen. Because if left to my own devices, it's beginning to reach that point where it's like, I don't know. It's like I know what I would like. Hold up, wait. Yeah, before I forget. Oh my gosh. Eight of Wands. I already saw the Eight of Wands. And now we're coming up with the 3. So yeah, with the 6 of Pennies. Hi. Didn't expect to see you here. What are you doing? Click off. Manifesting this 3 of Pentacles. And I'm in this space of like, and it's so interesting because apparently I'm into spicy fish right now. I was into twins for a minute. Like, twins were really cute for a hot minute. And who did I have? I think there was like a in-between phase. No, it was like twins for a hot minute. Lots of twins, lots and lots of twins. And then I was kind of sort of looking at the bovines. Not really, honestly. But there were a few cute bulls out there. And then now I'm in this like spicy fish phase, apparently. And it's interesting because I pulled some cards a while ago. And I had like 2 people in mind at that time. Not really. So I got the 8 of Cups. And I was like, okay, well, so what am I walking away from? The 10 of Cups. What am I walking towards? The 6 of Cups. And it's like, wow. And then when I saw the 10 of Cups and the 6 of Cups in my mind, at that time I associated the people with it of who it could be, right? And it's like, all I really want in this life, of course that King of Cups came out. Oh my gosh. Oh wait. Oh, this is going to be interesting. And then there's the 6 of Cups. And so it's like a lot of what I want in this life is to be happy, honestly. And I don't necessarily think it would be the case, but there's just like a certain decision that I don't really want to have to make. And I guess it's like I know what I would prefer, but I also don't. Bottom of the deck is the 2 of Cups, so... Oh, the camera ain't even over there anymore. The 2 of Cups is the bottom of the deck. Oh, gosh, let's get into it. So the 3 of Wands and the Strength card. Hold up, wait. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the sun. Is this the sun? That's the sun. Well, I guess we'll also look around the sun since I already pulled for it. And since it is like... So this is interesting. if I was reading somebody else, I would look at this and I would say that I'm in the past or focused more on the past since my card came out in the first round, but the strength card came out in the third round. And so already there's almost like this sort of tunnel. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but let's do this. Okay. No, well, the Emperor comes over here. All right, I need to be careful. So this comes here. Don't fall, please. This comes up here. So we'll just put that on top. That goes up there, and that completes this. This comes down here. Oops. And completes this. This comes down here and completes this. The Ten of Cups. Okay. That's fine. And so this gets pulled. Everything else gets pulled away. But I still need to be careful that I don't remove anything that I want to keep on the table. And look at this, the Hangman in between all of this. That's the other, well, that's the Neptune card, I guess. Hangman and the Two of Cups. And this isn't full on. It's almost like it would have been better in the position it was in before, isn't it? Almost. I'll figure it out, y'all. I don't like this anymore. But that's fine. And I guess if I look at it, see, this is the thing that I don't like about dealing with other people. Because again, I don't push my feelings on anyone else to be reciprocated. That karma card is still in reverse from the last time we saw it. I don't know how this is gonna work because there's more cards on the table than I wanted, but it's fine. It's like I know where my heart is, but I don't know, and it hurts my heart. My heart is like literally hurting right now. My heart is with the Six of Cups, but I don't. It's like I do know, but I don't know. It's like I can assume, I can infer, but I don't necessarily want to have to make inferences. And I don't even think the point right now is if one thing will actually happen as opposed to the other thing. Why am I holding the Emperor? Because it goes here? Yeah, it goes here. I don't even necessarily think that one thing will necessarily happen as opposed to other things. But I guess it's just good to think about it beforehand. But like I said, like I know where my heart is, and that's what the Page of Swords is kind of sort of focused on. Not focused on, but oh my gosh. So now the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups are sitting next to each other because oh, wow, I just saw that. Kings and Queens are coming out together. But now there's the Seven of Pentacles between the Strength, and then the Sun is over here. And it's actually a little bit more interesting for me because at least two out of the big three of the people that I have in mind, they share those placements. And I have two different cards for strength, which is interesting. Or for Leo energy, which is interesting. I meant to go with strength, but I accidentally started with the sun. Um, this is not really fitting, but that's fine. The Three of Pentacles here, Two of Pentacles there. That's interesting. From an initial glance, the Six of Pentacles is here, and for me, I know what this means. Karma is here in reverse, which to me says that the old cycles are over. Or does it mean that the cycles are still running? The King of Cups is here in the future, with the Queen of Swords here. And the Queen of Swords, because I have these positioned the way I have these positioned, the Queen of Swords is actually looking at the Queen of Cups. Is it settling if you know that you would be happy? Yes. And I'm in the space now where I don't want to have to settle anymore. And I'm also in the space now where I don't want to have to hide certain feelings and I don't want to have to mute anything. But I'm also in a space where a lot of things are unknown. I should have pulled around the moon card. Well, let's see where's the moon card. I don't think I saw the moon. So she might be in here. No, she's not. I guess I wasn't paying attention. The moon is probably, it could be one of these face down cards. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's one of the face down cards because I don't see it over here either. Okay, well, this is not what I was wanting. I don't think this will help anybody, but I guess I'll continue. Um, so, mm, ah, oh, I don't like this, but let's just go for it. Oh my gosh. I know where my heart is, and I know where I would be most fulfilled, happy, honored. But again, well, it's like the Emperor is over here, but then here's the King of Cups to the Queen of Cups. And then here's me in the middle. What's also interesting is this Leo energy in the sun, it's in the same place that I'm in because the Knight of Cups is what I looked for to be my significator. But again, this is in the past. Is the moon going to be with the sun or is the moon going to be with the Pisces? Who knows? But then this Leo energy is in the future. And I guess if I think about the person who I actually see a future with, it would be the Six of Cups. But the Ten of Cups is here with the Leo in the future. See, this is, I don't know anything. And this is one of those areas like, and I feel like it's not even as complicated as I'm making it. But at the same time, it's like, in the off chance that something does happen, I would like to have an answer before. And I know where I want to go. And I believe that space is open. But I don't know if it is. And it's like I wouldn't mind waiting, but what if that never happens? you know? Where's the Three of Swords? I don't think I saw the Three of Swords either. So let's just get into this. The Page of Swords did come out with the Empress in that first round. And I feel like this is like a non-issue. Well, let's just go. Let's see where I am. Besides confused, emotional. So the Eight of Wands and the Five of Swords is the energy on top of this Knight of Cups, Piscean energy that signifies me. And I'm looking in the direction of the future. Looking at this Strength card and where the Emperor is looking back. And this is that actual Leo energy that I was supposed to be looking for, but I forgot that I was looking for strength and I ended up looking at the sun. But with the Five of Swords and the Eight of Wands, this to me, it's saying that like as soon as I lock in a direction, that's when things can really take off. And there's like this mental back and forth that needs to kind of sort of cease. And I feel like I also, like I said, I know where it is I want to go, but I also don't want to like overload that space. The ground I'm standing on, I'm gonna say it's the it's the Nine of Cups with the Four of Wands and the Fool. The Nine of Cups is the card I'm taking. These two are going to clarify it because again, over here it came out in the bottom. So the first card is going to be the main card in these two. The top card is going to be the main card in this one because Strength came out topmost. So I have the Nine of Cups here as the main card, and then I have the Ten of Cups here as the main card, whereas the Queen of Swords is here. I know what this is. And this, the Nine of Cups, it's a dead giveaway. And the Nine of Cups is where my heart is. The Nine of Cups is where I want to go. And then with the Four of Wands and the Fool, it's like I don't feel like I can take the leap in this space though. Like I want to so much. This is so awkward, but not really. And I mean, like the Seven of Pentacles is in between them, so like, hello. Where? What is the question? There is no question. I guess it would just be nice to know that I'm not alone in this. But also, I don't need to be told that to know that. And I think that's another thing. I think the Five of Swords with the Eight of Wands, it's like you're so close to the fulfillment of this. Like you fought this hard for this long, and you've claimed so much of yourself with that dragonfly because of this. It's like, why would you stop now? So in the past is the Death card, which is that Scorpionic energy, and I have Scorpio on my descendant, my seventh house, and they say that the seventh house is a house of your open friends and your open enemies, but also it's like the relationship house. It could be an indicator of the type of energy that's really good for you, and mine is Scorpio. And I'm, like I said, I already know where this is going. So there's no need to like all this question back here. That's not really a question, but we'll still look at it anyway. I didn't think I was this focused on the primary thing here is transformation. And then it's the Page of Wands into the Queen of Cups. This could also be the winds of change blowing up my back. And the winds of change, it's like if I look into the future, I know who's standing there with a smile on his face and a hand outstretched. And so, what is this about? What am I acting like? What am I acting confused for? Girl, like, I already know. I do know, but it's like at the same time, it's like, do I know? It's like I already know, but do I? Do I really? There's transformation at my back. What? Oh, that's fine. What? Ooh. Oh. We'll deal with it when it comes. Like I said, I know where everything is, and I've already fought this hard this long, and it's about to meet me. So why would I waver now? Now the winds of change at my back it's the winds of transformation, and this transformation it's the Page of Wands into the Queen of Cups. The ground that I'm standing on is the Nine of Cups. It's that wish for. Is the Nine of Cups the wish fulfillment, or is it just asking for the wish, just like straight up? I guess this is my trial of water. This is my trial of water. And on the other side, it was like the trial of air that I'm also running at the same time, I guess. Part one of the trial of water was earlier. Part two of the trial of water is now, with all this watery energy. Um, and again, it's like in everything that I do know, this is something that I don't know. This is a space where I really just have to trust and hope and believe. And I have a lot of trust, but there isn't, like, I haven't necessarily felt like I've been in too much of an unknown space in my life. And to have this much of me, I feel like, wrapped up into something that I don't necessarily know the outcome of, it's like at the same time, I don't really need to know. But it would be nice if I could know that, I'm not going to be waiting forever only to find out that. But again, it's like I know that that's not the case. So I feel like I'm really keeping myself confused in this one area because I don't want to allow myself to fully invest in this before. It's just like I don't want to do anything prematurely, right? But it's also coming to the space where some decisions need to be made as far as choosing a direction forward, and I don't necessarily feel comfortable choosing a direction that involves an element of partnership if I don't even know who my partners are going to be. And so part of me is like, well, you could release the face and keep the attachment, but another part of me is like, I feel like there's this very, very, very deep part of me that's like, it's okay to trust. It's okay to believe, and it's okay to make space for this. Because this is also making space for you. And you know that. But then at the same time, I'm like, well, what if it's a thing of timing and we don't even come into this space until like years down the road, right? And I don't necessarily think that that'll be the case either. But again, I don't know. And I don't, like, I don't want to force or pressure, like, anything. Like I said, like, I don't want to be a prison. And I feel like if I get too close, then I run the risk of being a prison. And then it's like, well, what do you want to do for you, right? And I'm like, well, I don't know. What do I want to do for me? Because I feel like I could do so much. And there are things that I want to do for me, but the things that I want to do for me aren't necessarily tied to a location. And so it's like, okay, cute work. Like, why don't you do that? Why am I not doing that? I was kind of sort of doing that. I need to get back to doing that. Because honestly, everything is lining up with the life that I was beginning to want to live for myself anyway. I already wanted to be remote. I already wanted to not be tied to a certain location. And initially, I did that because I wanted to be able to travel if I wanted to travel, right? And if I have a job that I can work remote, I can travel and work at the same time. And I can live that life because, one of my good friends was living that life. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I want to do that too. And I wasn't even too much trying to travel or live life or explore before. And so I know how it feels to want to experience the world without attachment. Like, I understand that. And part of me is like fine with waiting, but another part of me doesn't want to deny myself of that experience either. And I feel like we're getting to the space where it's becoming more and more mutual. But without any actual conversation, it's hard to really know where things stand. And then the Queen of Swords is right here. So maybe this is a conversation that needs to happen. Maybe there are multiple kind of sort of things, multiple factors at play right now. And so that first whatever this was, we're gonna throw that away because I feel bad saying throw it away because it was tied to a person. I would never throw a person away, even if I kind of sort of walk away from people sometimes, or even if we go our separate ways sometimes. Um, but let's take the other person out of it because it's not about that person. It never was. I mean, is that person cute? Yeah, whatever. But also, there's a part of me that realizes and recognizes the parts where we align, but the parts where we also don't align. And it's not that, you know, I necessarily have to be with someone who's exactly like me or whatever. But also at the same time, it's like the Ten of Cups is there. It's like, could we make it work? Yeah. Would we be happy? Sure. But is that the path that either one of us is on in this lifetime? No. And I also know what unison can feel like because I've experienced it. It was amazing, y'all. It was amazing. It's just like being connected to the same space, and it's like everything is just open and effortless, and just like it honestly felt like, to me it felt like the doors of my soul were wide open to the world for the first time, and it's like all this fresh air was coming in or something. I know it's a bit extreme. It was like my heart and my soul and my mind, everything was just open and aligned and connected. And it was just like this. It was like air just blowing down a corridor for the first time. And then all of the doors in the corridor are open, all the windows are open, and so it's like we're really airing this whole building out. That's kind of sort of what it felt like. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get too lightheaded if I don't know. And that only happened. And I guess if I take the entire context of a lot of things in mind now, things that have since been revealed, it's because there was a certain element of mutuality there. I believe. I could always be wrong, but I'm just gonna speak on the things that I know, and I'm gonna speak on what I feel, because all I can do is speak on what I know and what I feel. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't think I am. But also, there's this element of choice, and like if we actually decide to do this. But also, I guess we can't make those decisions from places where we're not all of who we are. And that's what's been important. And so I guess in learning to trust somebody else, I'm really learning to trust myself, question mark. And it's like, well, if you know everything else, why would you question this? And it's like, because I don't want to put anything anywhere where I don't want to force. I don't know. Justice, justice with the Ace of Swords and the Three of Pentacles, and that's sort of that's the sky above it. That's what's shining down on all of this. That's what's illuminating all of this is justice with the Ace of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. Like, you know. Now this is going to be interesting because this card. So for in this space, this Queen of Wands is the main energy, clarified by the Knight of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. But when I come over here, it's going to be the Seven of Pentacles that's the main energy, clarified by the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Wands. And so the oncoming challenge is the Queen of Wands, with the Knight of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles clarifying her. The Queen of Wands is one who stands firm in who she is, right? It's the one who has that it factor. It's because, like, when you know you're it, then the world knows that you're it. If you have to ask, do I have it? You ain't got it. When you know you got it, you got it. And sometimes you can have it and not necessarily know that you got it because you're not really focused on having it. It's just like, oh, this thing, yeah. But, I also have all of these other things. It's like, oh, wow, she's got it, right? Whatever it is. What is it? Somebody asked me one time, like, what is it? And I was like, it is a state of being. And they were like, well, like, what does it mean if you say it's raining? And then it's like, raining is the form of the state of being. It was high school. It was this dude named Harrison. His name was like Dimitri. I would go by Dimitri, but also I guess when you're from another country and you grow up in this country and people kind of sort of tease and bully you, you take the more English sounding of the two names. I would still go with Dimitri over Harrison. Not that there's anything wrong with Harrison, but Dimitri is a really cool name. Um, anyway, so the winds of change at my back is this death card. The oncoming challenge is the Queen of Wands. Now, the winds of change are fueled by going from this Page of Swords energy into this Queen of Cups energy. Page of Wands, I think I said Page of Swords, sorry. And it creates this air. Maybe that's the air that blows through and airs out the palace, the castle, the corridor. And it brings in this freshness. And it's this freshness that I really want. And so I guess if I want the freshness, then I have to remain open to it, right? And that's what I've been doing. I mean, there have been areas when I was primarily focused on other things because I needed to be focused on those things at the time to become this Queen of Wands. and to tend and nurture to my voice and my throat with that with the Knight of Swords. And it's interesting because about a year ago I was listening to and doing a lot of throat chakra meditation. Well, I listened to a throat chakra meditation like one time, honestly. But I was focused on clearing my throat chakra. And then a year later, pretty much to the day or to the month, more or less, is when I began to really use it and utilize it. And so if I look at it as a progression, this phase prepares me for this phase. It's like I'm coming out of the transformation, now heading into this period of the Queen of Wands. But Leo season is already pushing me into like into the future because again, these are linked. This is my oncoming challenge, but this oncoming challenge is the winds of change at my back for whatever the season is bringing me. It's like I hope you have your sail. Put your sail up because these winds are about to blow and it's going to take you right over that chasm with the Fool being down here. And it's like, man, you thought you were ready to leap. I hope you're ready to fly because it's going to be moving that quickly. And again, shining down on everything is justice through the way of the Ace of Swords in this partnership. And it's like, even though you haven't been working in the same room, you're still working in tandem. And you know who you're working with. And who you're working with, they know that they're working with you. And it's, partly due to this Queen of Wands type energy. But also, like, I know that there are some things that I can't do for other people. And I've begun to see why it was so important for me to not really overstep and to make sure that everyone knew that they were in their power. Right? Oops. Because if I wouldn't have done that, I could have run the risk of a certain space being misattributed to me. And I'm drinking a little bit of... This video is not sponsored, but Humex Guava Nectar. You can't see it. Not sponsored. Obviously, your girl got like 4 subs. I'm a little bee looking for a flower to pollinate. I'm settling for guava nectar, because the actual flowers aren't in season right now. So I go to the store and I get nectar and I settle. While my little bee anatomy is starting to buzz. Girl, calm down. Sorry. TMI. I mean, when I say my little bee anatomy is starting to buzz, I mean my heart. It's starting to flutter for all kinds of things. And it's almost because it's like, again, it's this energy of trying to find a substitution because we're not yet at that point where we're doing whatever. But my body, my heart, my mind, my soul, my spirit, it's all ready. It's ready. So this is interesting. I'm going to collapse these and then try to come over here to look at what's going on with this sun, and then we'll look at what's going on in the future. It's almost like there are 2 cycles kind of sort of here running at the same time. There's this past cycle, and then there's this future cycle, and then I'm kind of sort of sitting here in between them in a way. Justice at the top, the Knight of Cups at the bottom, and we're navigating this Death and Queen of Swords axis. Like I know what I'm preparing for, and I know who I'm preparing for. I'm preparing me for me. But in me preparing me for me, I'm also preparing to be all that I can be for something and something else. So the moon is over here. The moon is with the sun and the Nine of Pentacles. So this where the moon at. That's Piscean energy. That's Virgo energy. It's interesting. So again, we're going to be taking the bottommost card and then using the other two to clarify. With the Nine of Pentacles and the Moon card, I feel like that's the energy of being solid and stable within oneself before you necessarily know what or why you're going to be solid and stable within yourself. We have the Eight of Cups clarified by the Seven of Cups and the Queen of Swords. And the Eight of Cups qualified. The Eight of Cups qualified by the Seven of Cups and the Queen of Swords. It's that truth, and it's the ability of speaking one's truth to cut through and illuminate illusion, right? I feel like this Eight of Cups, it's about, because the moon can also symbolize the emotional side, but it's like allowing that to guide you instead of the things that you're currently sort of bound to. Over here we have, so in the past is the Ten of Wands clarified by the Tower and the Six of Coins, girl. Not the Tower, but she was necessary. But that's part of that Ten of Wands energy. I feel like almost like with this being in the past, honestly, especially with this being for me, I feel like that's the energy of sort of past life burdens about these cycles, and especially like since I've been feeling it this whole time, and with karma up here in reverse, it's putting it into all of these cycles, and karma is actually going to be clarifying that Five of Cups. Look at that. Ten of Swords, karma. Hold up, can y'all even see it? Ten of Swords and karma clarifying this Five of Cups. Interesting. Well, what's over here then? Over here we got the King of Pentacles clarified by the Five of Pentacles and the King of Cups. Interesting. So it's like this is kind of sort of past cycle Leo energy. This is future cycle Leo energy. And so in the space of the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups, in the past Leo cycle, there's an Emperor in the future Leo cycle. If we want to be a little bit more technical, in the space of the King of Pentacles, now there's an Emperor. And this Emperor is clarified by the Six of Swords and the Nine of Wands. Love that. And because here's the Ten of Wands right here, but over here it's like after the ninth wand, you sell away. So in this Leo cycle, there's the Ten of Wands as the winds of change at your back. Now, usually the winds of change at your back aren't blowing against you. But I guess the Ten of Wands could just be, it's just like the energy of not wanting to carry that forward anymore. The Eight of Cups being the ground that I stand. Oh my gosh, look, 8, 9, 10. Do y'all see this? I would pick up the camera, but I might not get it down the same. The Eight of Cups right here, the Nine of Cups, and then the Ten of Cups in the future. Past Leo cycle, Eight of Cups. Future Leo cycle, Ten of Cups. As the ground that I'm standing on, present energy standing on the Nine of Cups. So it's like, why would you stop now? Hello, excuse me, why would you like... That don't even make sense. Keep fighting. Keep believing. Don't stop believing. Don't stop believing. I don't know the rest of the words. Because when you know you got the feeling, I'm just a small town girl living in a lonely world on a midnight train going anywhere. And it's like, anywhere, don't stop believing. Hello, like, you know where you're going. You're not going just anywhere. You're coming here. Goodness. Anyway, I feel like these are like sort of past life karmic cycles, and then there's the Tower and the Six of Pentacles, right? It's like there's a different energy that we're bringing to the space now, and there's a different energy that I'm bringing to the space now, and the energy that I'm bringing to the space now. What makes this cycle different than all the previous cycles is the future forward focus, right? Is this space of justice where I can't allow myself to be so wrapped up and consumed by something that I would keep myself stuck, stagnant, or still when I need to move. And that's why now the winds of change at my back are the death card, trying to push me forward and to keep me from going back into the cycle here. And so I think with the Fool card and the Four of Wands, clarifying this Nine of Cups, I don't think I'm leaping far enough. Because, like I said, it's like get ready to open up that parachute or that the sail, because the wind is about to blow and it's really gonna take you far. Aim higher, shoot further. You know, you're still. They say aim for the moon because even if you miss, you'll land in the stars or something like that. But it's like, why stop at the moon? The moon is too close. That's not high enough for you, Pisces. It's not high enough. Like, you're Piscean. You're telling me the biggest thing you can dream of is the biggest, brightest thing in the sky at night. You can't be any more creative than that, Pisces. Patrick, you can't, like, you're in this space of finally liberating yourself and dreaming big, and you want to stop at this. It's like, is there nothing more? And I think that's also a danger with this Ten of Wands sort of at my back. Is it's like the King of Pentacles energy that I'm shooting for is very based in this. It's based in this Ten of Wands. It's based in alleviating the things that I see here. It's based in bringing this into balance. But that's not big enough because I have a whole Emperor over here. Right? These 10 wands, now if we're coming into this energy, if we're comparing, then it's the Seven of Wands or the Seven of Pentacles, because this is in the future now. This is a future space. This is a past space. This is only a seed preparing me for this. This is not the end goal. This is not the end game. This is one of the stars in the sky when there's 7 more and a whole moon up there. Like, it's so much bigger and so much grander than I'm dreaming or envisioning, and I know that. But it's time for me to really operate in that knowing. It's time for me to really show everything that it is that I've been learning, all of the knowledge that I've been accumulating, all of the self work that I've been going through, all of the healing. It's time to show all that. It's time to dream bigger. It's like the dude in what's his name? Big Lips. Real cute, real fine not time. What's his name, y'all? He got them sultry lips. Oh, he was in Inception, and he was like, sometimes, my dear, you have to dream bigger, or something like that. Sometimes you, like, don't be afraid to dream bigger. And then he pulls out, like, the rocket launcher. What's his name, y'all? He real cute. What's his name? I'm gonna Google cute dude actor big lips, and we'll see if he pop up. Cute actor big lips. Bug lips? Not bug lips, big lips. Don't be rude. I said actor. Who is this girl? If they Kylie Jenner girl. Did you mean cute actress? No, I didn't mean cute actress. Okay, maybe I should say handsome. Hot. I'll say hot. Hot actor, big lips. Let's bring it up more girls. Oh my gosh. Well, actor is more gender neutral now. So, okay, I'll put hot male actor, big lips. I don't know why I can't remember his name right now. Who? Channing Tatum? Really? I'm so disappointed right now. Here he is. This is the man. This is the man. I can't remember his name. That's him. I'm gonna click on him and I'm gonna see. Well, can you give me his name, please? Hold up, wait. Hold up. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Yeah, this is him. But the last name is ringing a bell. The first name, not so much. Tom. Yeah, Tom Hardy. Is that, yeah, that's his name, right? Tom Hardy? I didn't know his first name was Edward. Edward Thomas Hardy? Tom Hardy. Let's see. That's what people call him, right? Ain't that his name? Tom Hardy, actor. Yeah, right? Yeah, this is the dude, right? Tom Hardy. Apparently his name is Edward. This is not a Tom Hardy Stan channel. Edward Thomas Hardy. I did not know his first name was Edward. Let's see. Let's make sure. He's born September 15th. Really? Oh, wait, that means he's a Virgo. Okay. I was about to be like another gosh darn Libra. Well, he's almost on the cusp. He's 5'9". I didn't know he was that short. He real cute, though. Yeah, Venom. Yeah, that's him. Where is Inception, though? Inception, there he is, 2010. Inception was made 10 years ago. Interesting. Tom Hardy, that's who was popped into my mind. He was like, sometimes don't be afraid to dream bigger. So he came up. He came up. I knew he would. I knew he had to. Channing Tatum popped up before Tom Hardy. I'm like, girl, okay, whatever. Anyway, I'm sorry for that distraction. If I ever do a personal, I promise. Well, I can't make no guarantees. But usually it means something. This is old. It's big, but it's still lack based. And it's lack based because the 8 of Cups and the 10 of Wands, dead giveaway. 5 of Cups up here, dead giveaway. That's lack based. Up here though, it's like the 5 of Cups is shining down on all of this, but the 2 of Pentacles is shining down on all of this. And now the 2 of Pentacles is about, I'm gonna read it with that dream bigger. It's about bridging the world of dreams and the world of reality through that Piscean power. And that's why, Pisces are the dreamers of the zodiac. That's why Mars rules that third decan of Piscean energy, that 10 of Cups. This 10 of Cups right here. And it's a 10 of Cups that I've had myself on the path of receiving. I'm not just arriving. Okay, well, it's going to sound a little judgmental. I'm sorry. But I'm not just arriving at some portal like, hey, I want my 10 of Cups. Like, this is something I've been building towards for months now. At the very least, months. More specifically, consciously, a year and a half. Since since March of 2019. March of 2019 was like, okay, I need to heal all of my relationship anxiety and all of this stuff I got around being in relationships with people and talking to people in a romantic way. And apparently that opened the floodgate for all of these fish to just start swimming into my life or swimming into my periphery. But I guess if I think about it, there were a whole bunch of fish that swam into my periphery, yes. But there was only one fish that I went after. The other fish kind of sort of came to me. And that's fine. You know. But I was like, that fish, I don't know that fish, and I don't know what it is about that fish, but that fish is looking real interesting. And then, a few months later, oh my gosh, I think this fish is the one. Apparently, I have a fish fetish. I'm sorry. I can have a little bit of fun. This is mine, okay? It's mine. I can have as much fun as I want. And I want to have all of the fun because I've been serious and boring enough. It's like, yeah, the Capricorn in me has had a field day. Now it's time to be a little bit more, light. It's time to be a lot more light. I'm like the heavy stuff was cool, and if I got to do heavy stuff or be heavy stuff, that's fine. But if I ain't got to be heavy stuff, then I think I'm about to, and I think that's part of the cycle I'm learning to come into now. Um, it's about observing, speaking out when I need to, using my voice if I have to, and not being afraid to use my voice anymore. But also, it's about learning to enjoy the place that I'm in. You know, don't gotta be so tightly wound up all the time. And that's another thing I'm working on right now. I'm playing games more, watch some anime with my brother, just kind of kick back and relax. And also, I give myself little tests, and I might go out, I might venture out and watch a video here and there, and be like, ooh, I wonder how I'll respond. And I've been doing pretty well, honestly. Because it's like, again, like that it taught me something, and it highlighted and illuminated something to me. But my sets are set on the future and all of the wonderfulness that can bring. And so this energy is cute, but for me, this is a lack cycle. And I can see for me that this is a lack cycle. Again, the Eight of Cups and the Ten of Wands, dead giveaways. The Five of Cups also a giveaway. This King of Pentacles, not necessarily, but this King of Pentacles coming out as a response to this Ten of Wands, it kind of sort of speaks lack. Because it's like this King of Pentacles is trying to make up for whatever it's going to drop back here. But the challenge, if I read the King of Pentacles being clarified by the Five of Pentacles and the King of Cups as the challenge oncoming, I feel like there's this element of stability that is going to need to be had. But it's like a physical stability, right? So maybe, I don't know, being a little smarter with money. And I've been doing that. I'm not terrible with money, not as bad as I used to be. But also, I think another challenge here is because I see the King of Pentacles as a family man. And so with the Five of Pentacles and the King of Cups, for me, it may be an oncoming challenge to soften up a little bit, right? And it's like, I'm not super huge on family. Like, I love my family, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, I guess I kind of sort of am. Like my mom, especially, my grandma, like the people I talk to on the home team, I chime in. So that's like my mama, her sister, and her mama. Um, but everybody else, I'm just kind of sort of like, I show up like I'm the type of person. I show up to a family function. I pick my seat and I stay in my seat. And if somebody come around, I speak. Now I got my one auntie. She'll like pinch me, poke me, punch me, be like, "You ain't gonna speak." And like, you see me, like I'm the elder. You supposed to come say hi to me. I was like, "Hey, auntie." She got crazy fun auntie, who's still young at heart. Bless her soul. Anyway, um, and then what's up here again? Karma in reverse with the Ten of Swords and the Five of Cups, sort of looking over all of this. I feel like in this mindset, again, I feel like this is primarily focused on this lack space that I'm not super consciously in the space of, but it's good to be cognizant and aware of. because maybe there are some times when I think of all of the things to come and I look at all of the things that have been, and there's such a drastic contrast between the two. Um, Honesty is also a part of this self reading, right? Honestly, there have been moments when I'm like, I don't know if I stack up. And it's not, it's like, I believe that I will, and I know that I will, but right now, as I am, it's like the physical hasn't necessarily yet caught up to everything else. And again, I know that that's coming, but it is a little bit of pressure, honestly. Because, I mean, I do got Taurus in my chart, so I have some fine tastes. Don't get me wrong, but, you know, fine taste to me and fine taste to somebody else could be two completely different things. And it's like, I feel like, you know, there's a standard of living or an expectation that I'm not currently meeting physically. And so that is, I mean, I didn't go too heavy into it because whenever I encounter personally, whenever I encounter a thought like that, it's like I wouldn't be given this opportunity. I wouldn't be aligned to this if that's something that would stop this from happening. And so I don't necessarily dwell too much on that because whenever I'm in that space for too long, I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't be called to this space in order to fall short in that area, and I already know that everything else is coming. Right? But it would be nice to have because I know that it is important. I've never really been too caught up in the physical. And I guess it's easier to be not too caught up in the physical when you ain't necessarily like living the most lavish lifestyle. You know what I mean? I've always been more enticed by the mental and the spiritual and the emotional. The physical, I'm like, physical is what it is, you know? But now I think with this King of Pentacles issuing the challenge, it's again not necessarily to come into this lack mentality, but it is to put some a little bit of TLC into the physical manifestation of things. Oh my gosh, it's already been an hour, and I'm not even like when I was doing personal readings, they could go from like anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, average like kind of sort of hour and a half. If I was trying to rush it, like an hour and 20 minutes. um, but yeah, so it's like I guess if I had to tell myself to be aware or be careful, I would say be careful that you're not coming into this lack space where you're not looking at what you don't have or looking at where you were overburdened in the past and only compensating for that in the future. Because I have the capability and the capacity to go beyond that. And honestly, that's what I'm being called to do. That's where if I look at where my power is, this is where the Emperor is. And it's connected to strength instead of being connected to the sun. It's almost like with the sun coming out with the moon, it's almost like, primarily focused on the spots that were dark in the past and not looking at, the whole world. The ground over here is the Eight of Cups, knowing that things need to change and walking away, not no longer accepting options that don't. It's like a non-option, not doing that anymore, and maybe having the strength with this Queen of Swords and then Justice up here to stick to the things that I actually want, and not do this like because what in the past what I've done is a lot of like this is the next logical step in my life. This is the next logical step in my progression. I did this, so it makes sense that I do that. And it's like I said, don't be afraid to go beyond that. Now let's come over here. I'm actually going to take all of this off of the board. I'm not going to do that, but I do want to collapse this. What was it? The Moon and the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. And so it's like stability can mean a lot of things, and that will be reflected on the external. So don't be overly concerned with that. But also, that area of my life needs some attention. And it's kind of sort of the perfect time right now to align exactly to this. Like if you say you want it to work remote, a lot of people are working remote right now. And if you come in remote, maybe you'll be able to stay remote and you'll be able to get everything that you want in this. So now, oh wow. Wow. Did y'all see that? The Empress and Temperance. The Empress and Temperance are what's clarifying the Strength card, and then the Emperor is right here in the future. Which is the oncoming challenge? The Emperor is going to be the challenge. Now, if this isn't about somebody else, even though I do have the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck right here, if it ain't about somebody else, if this is just about me, it's like it's about embracing and integrating that masculine aspect where I'm already sort of have this feminine. And I mean, like with Temperance and the Empress being there, again, because it was like what, the Five of Swords and the Eight of Wands here, it's like I already put in the work with that Five of Swords. I'm just waiting for the wheel to turn to bring it all in. And it's going to happen before I know it. So down here, the Ten of Cups clarified by the Three of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. Here's the Queen of Pentacles. Here's the King of Pentacles. And we saw the Queen and the King of Cups. The Emperor and the Empress are on the table. The Queen of Swords is here. The King of Swords is in one of those decks. I already saw him. But it's like, and this is the ground I'm standing on. This is a very, very strong foundation. Let's do this a little bit. I mean, hey, we go from the Nine of Cups, clarified by the Four of Wands and the Fool, to the Ten of Cups, clarified by the Three of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. That is, the Three of Cups can be an energy of reconciliation. It's also an energy of community and celebration. And with the Queen of Pentacles, it's like the heart of it. Again, the Seven of Pentacles being the winds of change, clarified by the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Wands. And again, it's like cultivating that air of truth speaking. Not necessarily truth speaking, but being in my power. Well, yeah, there's the Knight of Swords. So this is cultivating that ability to speak and operate in my authenticity. The Queen of Wands is a queen of authenticity, self-authenticity. And it's about learning to operate in this. But again, there's also the King of Cups under this king over here as the challenge over here. So it is still maintaining that earthy, watery, approachable energy and not necessarily burning people. Now, ruling over all of this is the Two of Pentacles, clarified by the Nine of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. Okay. And that's a lot of that sort of hesitation and back and forth that we experienced earlier in the video. Because it's like, two things that I don't like wasting are time and effort. Three things that I don't like wasting: time, effort, and energy. Time, energy, and effort. But also, I feel like there's going to be a lot of stuff that holding fighting for this has been one of the things that's also grown me a lot. And I used to give up I used to give up on basically everything, if I'm being completely honest. Finding something to fight for, finding someone worth fighting for, an experience I thought I'd never have in my lifetime. Honestly, me finding someone to fight for is something that I like. I'm not still surprised because by this point it's like, okay, cool. It just so happened that like I'm still a little surprised, honestly. Sometimes, most of the time, I'm not surprised. But with me knowing how I was, usually when people go, I just let them. I just let people go. I either let people go or I let people go. Like I let people go, or if people leave, I let them leave. And it's like, you want to leave? Bye. I'll move on. I'll be fine. But this is one of the spaces where I really had to drop that. And it made it easier, just like having somebody worth fighting for. And I guess sometimes I wonder if the person who I decided, because it was a choice. I mean, it kind of sort of wasn't a choice because, my heart was already there. The love was already there, but it was a choice because I still could have chosen to choose the old cycle me that would have just walked away and wallowed in pain and misery and did all that old Patrick stuff where I would purposefully not take things that I knew I wanted and then just sulk about it in the privacy of my own, bed. But I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. And my shadow was like, I'm not doing it. So if you want to do this, this is your choice. And I've talked about it before. But I was like, Shadow, what do you mean? Like, you always do this. Hello? And Shadow was like, not this time, because I kind of sort of want that too. I was like, wow, Shadow, me too, girl. Why did this have to happen? But then, the world fell apart and then it all made sense, more or less. And again, it's like it was necessary. Um, but with this Two of Pentacles, I feel like it's about really coming out of this space. I feel like the Nine of Swords is the Four of Pentacles for me. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm starting to get like lightheaded, and this lightheadedness is like it's coming and going. Ooh, goodness. That was almost a strong one. Like somebody trying to punch through my brain. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, I'm trying to communicate with you. It's 11:10. Hey, ow. Um, it's gonna be 11/11 on Tuesday, August 11th. That's cute. That's real cute. Um, I'm gonna be that girl, and we're gonna wait for the clock to turn, cause I'm feeling it, and I want to. Oh, my phone isn't. The camera isn't even on there anymore. Oh, still 11:10. Y'all see that? Still 11:10. Oh, there it is. You saw it change on camera. 11:11. Hey, ow. That was a questionable tongue pad. But yeah, for me, the Four of Pentacles is the Nine of Swords, and I don't want to be in that space anymore. And I'm not going to be in that space anymore. So it's not even a juggling. At this point, it's a choosing. And in this deck, it ain't like he's like, I'm gonna drop them. He ain't juggling. He ain't juggling. He's just holding both of them. And the Two of Pentacles in the SKT, it's about the smooth transition in between the old world and the new world. And it kind of sort of gives me a little bit of that Justice vibe. But that's what's shining over everything. It's choosing continuously, choosing the world I want to live in. And continuously making that choice is making me stronger and stronger, even when this Empress energy is subjected to a little bit of temperance or a lot of bit of temperance. I mean, honestly, is it a lot of temperance? Sure, whatever. But in the grand scheme of time, it hasn't been that long. And it's not like I've just been straight up waiting, right? Especially June, July. Whew, girl. Wasn't nary a bit of temperance in that because I was just on something else. I honestly, one day I was like, I'm so focused on whatever. I don't even know if I would have time for that right now. And in that season, it wasn't the time for that right now because I was more focused on getting to this Queen of Wands state with the Knight of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. And now I'm in the Seven of Pentacles state that I wanted to get into. It's like it's bridging the past and the future. Because again, my card was in the past, this sun was in the past, but strength was in the future. It's almost like the strength in the future is giving me, it's like it's given this, it's like reaching out to this fool down here that's like, hey. And honestly, if I think about it, it's so interesting. Um, I went outside one day. So there is this place in my mind. It's my mental mansion, but it's not a mansion. It's just like a penthouse suite that's like really, really, really nice. So I go to this space, right? And the person in this space, first it was just me in this space. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. After I've made it, when the pentacles come in, girl, and she's real cute and she's just enjoying life because she put in her time, darn it. And now she's just living the life. And then there was a shadow of a person in there. And I was like, oh snap. And then there was this whole like little scenario. And then I met one person, and that person kind of sort of popped up in that space, but not really. And even when we were talking about being on completely opposite ends of the country. And so that was like clue number one. That's like, oof, maybe not this one. But at the time, that was the closest that I had found to whatever. Now, when I found the whatever, it's like I found the whatever, and I didn't know. There was this moment way, way, way in the beginning where something was said. And for a split second, it made me look a different way. Like, hold up, wait, what? And then from that moment, there would be like these glimpses of it that I would see. And then it got stronger and stronger. And I was like, oh, snap, wait, is this man the one I was like actually looking for? And then other experiences happen. Why am I talking about that? Why am I going all the way back there? Why am I going all the way back there? Yeah, the space. And so that old face faded out of the space pretty quickly. But this new face, the new face showed up in that space. The new face showed up in other spaces. The new face showed up in places that spiritually were pretty much empty besides me. But this person just shows up. I was doing this meditation. This person just show up. I'm like, how do you keep invading all these spaces? And so there was this time when it was fresher. When I went outside, I was getting some sunlight. I was getting a whole bunch of sunlight at that time because I needed somebody to shine down on me. The sun was looking out for me when it was hard and there wasn't a cloud in the sky. Now, I was outside in the pouring rain that one day. That was a questionable decision because the coat was gross and then I had to wash it. Anyway, um, I need to get a poncho for real. We had ponchos back in the day, like the little plastic bag ponchos. I want to get another one just in case, you know. Anyway, I went outside and I tapped back into that space. And that space is associated with a gathering, a dinner party in that space. That is like full with so many people that I don't even know if I've met yet. Some of them I'm sure I've met. The rest of them I don't even know if I've met them yet. And even before there was the first space, the dinner party was there. First it was just the place, and then it was the dinner party. And it's like I'm in this dinner party, and I take a moment to go to my room in this very, very nice place. And I'm just like laying on the bed, so grateful for everything. And I can tap into this gratitude that I feel in the future that I haven't even felt yet. But I can feel that gratitude like I'm literally right there in it, girl. And I like cried the first time because it just felt like so. It put all of the dark moments of my life into perspective. And it was like, this is where I end up. Like, I would do it again 10 times because it wasn't easy, but so worth it in the end. And so that happened again. I tapped back into that space, and the space was still there. And I tap into this space, and then here comes that person again. And I'm like, I thought we were like done or whatever. And the person is like, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm just thinking about, so I'm in this space in the future talking about what I'm currently going through to this person in this space of the future, in the future. Being a Pisces is amazing. Let me stop. And I'm just, at first, I didn't see the face of the person. But I was like, I was telling this person about what I was feeling in the space I was in. And the person was like, oh, like, who are you talking about? And then I said the name of the person I was talking about. And the person in the space was like, oh, like me? And I was like, and that's when I was like, oh, snap, this person is still the same person. I was like, oh, no, not you now, but the you who you were then. And he was like, oh, yeah, I was going through a lot back then. So, oof. But you loved me regardless. And I was like, ooh. Because I said the name of the person. Because it was like I'm in the bed looking up at the ceiling in this future space. And I guess I don't have to get full into it. But I'm in the bed looking at the ceiling, and then the person comes to the door and they're like, hey, babe, what's wrong? Or like, what are you thinking about? And then I was like, well, like, I'm thinking back on that time when I was like going through something really rough for like the first time, really, where I felt like my heart was like, girl, didn't know that my heart would feel things like this because I'd never been affected to somebody to this degree before. And I was like, it was kind of sort of rough. And then I said the name. Well, they were like, oh, like, who was it? And then I said the name. And then that's when the person was like, oh, like, me? And that's when I was like, oh, snap. Still the same face. It's fine. But then again, like I said, I was like, not the you who you are now, but the you who you were then. And even me now, me, not even me then, but me as I am right now, I'm not the person I was when this first started at all. Um, what's with this emperor? I already looked at it. The Knight of Wands and the Six of Swords. Effort. There's lots of effort here. Nine of Wands, Nine of Swords, Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles is over here. No, it was on the Sun card. The Nine of Pentacles and the Moon were clarifying the Sun, I believe. So all of the nines are on the table. So that's major completion energies. Yeah, there's the Nine of Pentacles. All of the nines are on the table. I'm going to just put these here. I got the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Swords was here. The Ten of Wands is also here. The Ten of Pentacles is the only 10 that's not here. All of the Kings, no. All of the Queens are on the table. Except for the Queen of Pentacles. No, she is here. Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Cups is here. The Queen of Swords is right there. And the Queen of Wands is here. Swords, Cups, Wands, Pentacles. All the Queens are here, and the Empress is here. All of the Kings are on the table. Well, the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles are on the table. The King of Wands and the King of Swords aren't on the table. What else is on the table? That may be it. Yeah, so all of the nines, 3 of the tens, all of the queens, 4 of pentacles, 4 of wands. I don't think I saw the 4 of swords or the 4 of cups. Anyway, so into this higher aligned Leo cycle. The oncoming challenge is the Emperor, and the Emperor is connected to the 9 of Wands and the 6 of Swords. I feel like that's sort of, again, it's about leaving that hyper defensive or hyper offensive energy behind. It's about having both this ease and flow, but still being able to stand your ground. The winds of change at the back are the 7 of Pentacles. The 7 of Pentacles clarified by the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Swords. It's like, as long as you continue to keep this tool that you've recently discovered, as long as I continue to keep this tool that I've recently discovered in my tool belt, I'll be fine. And it's like, with the 7 of Pentacles kind of sort of being the energy in the past, but also being what's propelling me forward, I've already tended to all of this. And it's almost time to harvest. With the 2 of Pentacles shining over all of this, again, it's about continuously choosing to keep myself in these better spaces. And honestly, by this point, it's not even always a conscious choice, because like I said back here, it's like whenever I get too close to the sinkhole, it's like the new programming that I've created for myself kicks in. It's like I can't get too far into the dumps without it kicking in. And so sometimes the challenge, honestly, is allowing myself to feel all the things without trying to, like, woo-saw it away or whatever before it happens. But also, I feel like the 2 of Pentacles up here, it speaks to a certain amount of control that I don't necessarily have to have. It's like, if you know you already have it in the bag, why are you like? There's no need to be anxious or to limit yourself from whatever. Let it flow. The 5 of Wands, or the 5 of Pentacles, was on the table somewhere. It was here under the 5 of Pentacles came out with the King of Cups to clarify the King of Pentacles. So I had the 2 of Pentacles, the 3 of Pentacles, the 4 of Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, the 7 of Pentacles, but I don't have the 8, the 9. No, I do have the 9 of Pentacles. I don't have the 8 or the 10. I mean, there's a lot of cards on the table, so. But from 2 to 7, I got every single one. And then I also have the 9. So it's like, you know, I've definitely been putting in towards this. Ground at my feet. We go from the 8 to the 9 to the 10 of Cups. And it's like, this is what I'm already standing on. It's like I'm already in the vicinity of this space, and I know that. But with this 2 of Pentacles up here, it's like, I feel like it is sort of causing a little bit of tension. And it's like, have faith in me, trust in me, believe in me. You fought this hard for me. I'm not going to disappoint. I'm not going to let you down. Like, and you know this, so don't act like you don't, because it hurts, is what I would assume the other side is kind of sort of saying. All right. Oh, I already picked all this up off of the table. There's that 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles with the Tower and the King of Pentacles. I think a card fell on the floor. Yep, it did. What is it? The 10 of Cups. Actually, I do want to grab some Energy Oracle cards because I'm loving the Energy Oracle cards lately, honestly, not gonna lie. NGL, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I do like it. Let's see what the Energy Oracle cards have to add to this. I kind of sort of want to do a past, present, and then future. Kind of, sort of. So I'll take all 3 cards at once, or however y'all want to like drop them out. Ooh, cutting to the Magician in the Mirror with the Storm Warning. There's that woman holding a coin again. You already know how I feel about you. You tricked me. You deceived me. With your heart-shaped and heart-colored coin purse. Let me stop. Okay. I think that was Journey that just came out. The World and Action. It was Action that came out, not Journey. The World and Action. Lights, camera. So let's get 1 card for the past, please. Show me the energy of the past in like 1 to 2 cards. And 2 cards or less. Or 1 or 2 cards, because, you know. The energy of the past, please. The energy of the past. Boom. Door to value. Exactly. That was like March to... That was pretty much March, honestly. Show me the present, please. Pretty please, with tails on top. Oh, the door to romance. No, that's the door to personal healing and happiness. What? Personal healing and happiness? Who wants that? Let me stop. Who is this? I'm not gonna take them, but I'll note them because they standing straight up. That door to personal healing and happiness with the happy family and deceit. Okay. All right. So show me the energy of the present, please. The energy of the present is blossoming abundance. I love that. And now the energy of the future. I feel like there are some things that... Oh, who was that? The Angel of Strength, but she ain't come out. She would have come out, but some other cards, they was like, nah. But the Angel of Strength, and then, you know, the Strength card. Interesting. There's that man holding a heart. Interesting. Go ahead and come on out. Please. It would make me feel better. I'm sorry. um, I feel like sometimes I don't know. It's not that things haven't. It's not that things have been extremely easy, but it kind of sort of is. Oh, you're not the man holding a heart. Bottom of the deck is indecision, and that's again that's the energy that I need to cut out. Who is this? Attachment. Attachment is the future, which is interesting. And I know in the SKT or in the I Ching, the meaning attached to attachment actually isn't bad. Um, it's not bad in the SKT. It's actually good. But attachment being good in the SKT, it's good because the flame that you hold within yourself is bright enough that burning another torch does not diminish or decrease from that flame, right? And again, that's when self love is the most prominent thing. Then attachment isn't bad because when you're in the space of loving yourself, you're attracting others who will also love you. Love you for you. So in the past, excuse me, number 31. Let's go to this daughter value and let's see. All of these are upright. I just made them all upright. So daughter value is about new beginnings in finance or career. This card shows a door with a gold coin on it, opening to a place that's filled with light and bright potential. Money, coins, and jewels fly toward you through the open door, revealing a golden city beyond. All of this points to the potential for exciting new beginnings or expansions where work or money are concerned. Perhaps a new opportunity is totally unexpected, or perhaps it's something you've been working toward for quite a while. Either way, keep your eyes open for this new beginning to appear in your life. Know that anything you value may be open to you now. Remain conscious and creative and get ready to step through the door. And this door to value has kind of sort of been open, excuse me, at least since May. And like how the Queen of Swords was with that Seven of Cups, clarifying the Eight of Cups, I've been a little bit more conscious of not just taking the first opportunity that comes my way, right? And there were some opportunities that were like, oh my gosh, amazing. Like, I forgot that this is kind of sort of a dream that I once had. But I don't really have that dream anymore. The things that I want are different now. Um, and excuse me, I guess if I go back to it, I go back to it. But it's also about making self-honoring choices. And again, I have had my eyes peeled, and that's the past energy. Um, and I guess as I've begun to value myself more and more, I've also noticed kind of sort of more and more opportunity coming as well, especially when I'm aligning to opportunity. Um, but I've also been able to realize that there were some moments when I was aligning to opportunity kind of sort of out of frustration for where I was. And so if I'm manifesting opportunities from a sense of frustration, you know, you can see how those may not necessarily be the greatest opportunities. And so that's why I would still have discernment and judgment when I got them, instead of like hopping on the first train smoking or the first thing smoking or whatever, however that saying goes. Next we go from number 3. So from a 34 or from a 31 to a 3. Excuse me. I actually did not today, y'all. So I'm gonna be nice and ready to go to sleep tonight, and I'm excited. Blossoming abundance is increasing wealth and value. Increasing value here with the door to value open here, meaning I'm just getting better and better and better stuff. But this attachment looming ahead is kind of sort of interesting. This card shows a beautiful golden garden and another garden. Here's the golden city. Here's the golden garden. A beautiful golden garden in the springtime with coins and new flowers blossoming all around. They even hang like fruit on the tree above. Upright, this card signals a new increase in wealth, possibly in a dramatic and unexpected way. More unexpected things. I will take them, thank you. Be aware that you sow the seeds of your own wealth and prosperity, Seven of Pentacles. Much like a gardener works the ground and begins to see blossoming results take hold. This card upright indicates that the universe is blessing you and helping the fruits of your labor to blossom. So smell the flowers and tend to the new growth. Be grateful and enjoy. I will. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Blossoming Abundance, even though Cornucopia wasn't, well, that wasn't for me in particular. Cornucopia in reverse yesterday was about the collective of folks who will continue to sit on things when it's time to move, right? And so I need to make sure I'm moving, because, excuse me. Also, something else came. Be aware that you sow the seeds of your own wealth and prosperity, much like a gardener works the ground. I can't remember what this brought to mind. It brought something to mind. But let's go to this attachment and let's see what's up with this. Attachment is number 5. Attachment being 5 is interesting because here's 3, here's 5, and then here's the 8. And then 4 is half of 8. So 5. Attachment is perceived need in the choice to let go. In the upright position, this card reveals that your passage forward is being stopped by strong attachments to old patterns or people from the past. The chain at your wrist is bolted to fear from the past or desperation about the future. Although you may wear the mask of pretense or even contentment, you simply can't seem to go forward. The stuff that's keeping you stuck could be physical addictions, emotional patterns, or even old relationships. Are you living in fear, addicted to old, unhealthy habits, or so desperate about the future that you can't be happy now? If so, the chains that bind you could be of your own making. This card is telling you that it's time to take the action you need to break out of your chains and move forward to an open, free, healthy, and authentically happy life. It may take some courage and effort to let go, but know that you are capable of doing it. Until you do, the difficult energy will just repeat itself, keeping you stuck. I don't necessarily feel like I've been hitting too much of a difficult energy, though, to be honest. But I guess the attachment. So for me personally, I would say this attachment is more. It's more the patterns of the past, and the patterns of the past is this indecision. It would be manifesting these amazing opportunities. The Ace of Swords was still behind the Three of Pentacles. It would be me manifesting these amazing opportunities, but not necessarily claiming them. And that's something that I'm also trying to be extremely cognizant and aware of. Excuse me, whenever I make the decision to not take an opportunity, I try to keep myself in check. And it's like, okay, does this opportunity not feel right because it genuinely doesn't feel right? Or does this opportunity cut into that emperor? Or does this opportunity not feel right because I'm repeating the cycle of the past? And I've talked about it on this channel before, I believe. But that's the thing. Also, inaction is another one. Now, the sun with that Knight of Cups. Come to the light where everything is all right. The sun with the World card is about to be the beginning of a much brighter cycle for me. And I will take that Temperance and the Sun card because I've been patient and I've been alchemizing and I've been putting in work. I deserve it. Nine of Cups with the Sun card. Yes. Thank you. That's all I gotta say is thank you. And then the Queen of Wands with that Sun card. That Sun card ain't going nowhere. And you ain't got to. Now the Ace of Pentacles with the Queen of Wands. Stand in charge over this new world. Okay. I do want to clarify this attachment though. And we'll do it this way. Okay, that's a lot, but I'll take it. The Star, the Four of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and then the Five of Cups. This is clarifying attachment. And so in the past, I would have bottom of the deck is the Eight of Cups, which I love for getting rid of this attachment, right? So like I was saying, in the past, when I would like chill on these opportunities that I was manifesting, I would come into this space, I would want something different, I would be able to tap into these almost future forward spaces. Honestly, it's like, and I guess I never really attribute it to myself, but there is this kind of sort of ability that I have to influence fortune. In some ways, it works really well for other people. I haven't necessarily gotten it to work extremely well for myself, but also personal gain. So it's not a bad thing that, you know. Oh, snap. My little OBS was blinking. OBS was blinking. But I think I'm fine now. And so it's almost been 2 hours. Oh my gosh. Like I said, it can go there. I would do I feel like in some ways I have this ability to not influence fortune, but in some ways we'll just call it the ability to influence fortune, for lack of a better phrase. And what will happen is I'll tap into these future spaces. Sometimes I'll manifest the things to get there, but what would happen in the past is I would put all of this effort into manifesting it, but then I would be in the space of this indecision where I wouldn't necessarily take it. And with this Queen of Pentacles, and I know my own situation, and it's further clarified here, this Queen of Pentacles here for me, it was in reverse. It was upright because I knew I had an idea of what I was worth and I had an idea of my skills, but it was in reverse because I would never really allow myself to really take those opportunities. And so ultimately, at the end of the day, I would end up Five of Pentacles and Five of Cups saying, sort of like, why didn't I take that? And then I would know why I didn't take it, and then I would get depressed. And so I think that's the attachment, and it was like further leading to more and I guess the Queen of Pentacles it was in reverse. And I don't want to say it still is, but maybe it partly in some ways is, but not really. Not really anymore. And I think that's what it's going to be really, now the Lovers is at the bottom of the deck. I think that's going to be what's really important for me to keep in mind moving forward. Is that this Queen is no longer in reverse. And I've been in this space within the past year. I've been in the space of proving to myself that this Queen is no longer in reverse. Any of the Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups excuses I would have had in the past to not pursue these opportunities, I no longer have. And so when I'm encountered, and that's another thing that I'm consciously doing, like I said, I'm more consciously trying to make sure I'm not self-sabotaging when it comes to these things. And that's a part of it. because I found my value. And with blossoming abundance, the more of my worth I'm standing in, the more it can bring to me. And so I think the attachment card, it's more of a warning, or not a warning, but a conscious reminder than anything else. So with the space of indecision here being the overall, I think it's time for me to get sort of more clear on what it is that I want, and I think it's time for me to begin to go after it. I think there's been a slight moment of pause because people shuffle like that. I'm sorry. That's a lot of cards. Maybe because I'm doing like, I don't know. That don't. Oh, my arms feel tired. I'm exhausted already just trying, girl. That ain't for me. That ain't how I shuffle. I just wanted to try it and see, and so I did. Bottom of the deck is the goddess and the moon, or goddess of the moon. Yeah, goddess of the moon, not goddess and the moon. With a broken heart, cutting to. Yeah, I need to fully allow myself to do this. There's a lot of hangups. There are some things that are still unknown, and I can't continue to allow that to slow me down anymore. And if something isn't made clear by the time this opportunity comes, I just have to. I don't know. I've been feeling this pivot come up, and so that's one reason why I haven't been super gung ho on getting this solved. But I'm reaching the spot. I'm reaching that time. The world is about to continue moving, and I want to continue moving with it. And it's a yang period. It's a time for action, and I can't allow my action to be limited, controlled, or blocked by the action or inaction of others, regardless of who that person is. So, because again, it would be me doing myself a disservice, and I can't claim to be in this space of self-love and self-everything else and not doing the things for myself. I can't claim to be all that and continue to put myself on the back burner. I'm not doing that anymore. So, again, it's just reaching that point where it's like, it's not about necessarily, again, not jumping on the first thing smoking, not hopping on the first thing smoking, not getting on that anywhere type of, small town girl. I'm not her. I don't want to be here, but I'm also not just settling for anywhere. Um, and it's time for me to release everything that I've held up. Like I said, I can manifest things, I guess. It's not that I necessarily influence fortune. It's like I know how to manifest things for myself. And I know when certain things are for me. But it's also about coming into that space where I'm sorry. It's also about coming into that space where I go after things. I go after what I want and not just sit back and, wait for something to come to me. So final card, please. Final message for me. I always do this. I'm going to say that's where the reading ends for me. With the Emperor being the oncoming challenge and that King of Pentacles being the oncoming challenge from this season and what this season is giving me, it's time for me to really come into a yang cycle. It's time for me to come into a period where I just release it. I think, and that's the thing about Temperance with the Empress that was clarifying the sun over here, whereas it was the moon and the Nine of Pentacles over here. It's like I've been doing all of this deep foundational work over here, making myself independent and gorgeous and everything else. Now it's time to release it. It's almost like I'm the earth itself. I'm the seed and the earth. And the seed is ready to breach the surface, but the earth isn't yet ready to be punctured. And I gotta let it go. I can't continue to hold it anymore. The time for temperance is over. Bottom of the deck is gonna be that door to value. What comes out is first hostilities. Girl, why? And the goddess of the moon. Goddess of the moon is number 52. Hostilities is number 26. That's a 7. That's an 8 and a 7. That's also something I'm not going to worry about, honestly, because anything that I have done, anyone can do. And if someone chose to not do it, that's the choice that they made. And I'm not going to, I don't know. I'm not going to hold myself back anymore. And I feel like a lot of the lessons that I needed to learn, I've incorporated and I've learned them. I have my voice now, and that was kind of sort of one of the last things I was missing. I mean, besides self love, but you know, the self love came before the voice came. Um, and I mean, I guess if it triggers hostilities in other people, it triggers hostilities in other people. If people get left behind, then people get left behind. It's not my job, responsibility, or duty to carry anybody anywhere. I would say that there's only one person on this planet, one person on this earth right now that I'm really making space for, and I can't even do stuff for him. He's got to do it on his own. So, I mean, if I don't have any children, I'm not responsible for anybody but me. And I can do my best to try to guide or be there, but you can't do anyone's work for anyone. Will of the Year and the Queen of Swords, right? We're all responsible for turning that will in our own favor. And it's time for me to let it go and to just let that baby spin. And that's what I'm going to do. And, you know, we'll see what happens. 6 of Cups with the 3 of Pentacles. And, you know, I do hope that things will be all right. 9 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles. We can only show up on the team when we show up on the team. 4 of Pentacles with the 9 of Pentacles. Ain't holding ourselves back no more. So, final card from the Witch's Tarot, please. Thank you for doing this with me. This is a whole bunch, but we're starting with that 110 I didn't see earlier. Bottom of the deck is the shadow side. Well, let's see. The 10 of Pentacles, the Will of the Year, the 6 of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups, and the Empress. Devil energies just don't want me to be happy. Maybe this is like, is it a thing where like there's this echo from my past that's just like, wow, so you're really about to cut ties and move on to all that bright stuff, aren't you? Yep, I am. But if any part of this shadow, well, what's this? The 8 of Swords? Yeah, no, the 5 of Pentacles. If any part of this shadow is mine, my shadow is coming with me to my brighter days. And, you know, we've already within ourselves worked out everything we need to work out, where all that self-sabotaging stuff, we check that out at the door. It's checked at the door. If it don't fly, it ain't flying, because we ready to take off. And I'm looking at the webcam like I still got the camera on, and it ain't on. We ready to take off over here. I'm ready to take off. And I know I have all of this to gain. I know that this is a part of it, and it's going to come with so much more that I don't even fully understand right now, but it's going to require me to be in this energy. I'm just going to look and see what's around the Emperor now, because I'm curious. Let's go through this together. If you meet me at St. Louis, meet me at the fair. I don't remember the rest of the words. Here he is. Ooh, 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 Emperor is with the Sun? No, the Lovers and the 9 of Pentacles. I feel like I need one more card. 5, 3. Oh, yeah. I feel like I need one more. Can I get like one more card, please? It said just pick it. Okay. I'm gonna pick this. Ooh. Oh, this is a lot. I'll take. Not this one. This is the one I was feeling. Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is about a slow progression forward, and I feel like I've been very diligent on my way here. And also with the Knight of Pentacles, when you have the diligence of the Knight of Pentacles, it's like rest assured that you are prepared for whatever phase it is that you're coming into. Especially if you continue to see, oh, look at that. Emperor just so happened to line up with my left 6 of pennies and my Knight of Pentacles. So this may be coming in a little bit slower, but it's like know that this energy is also prepared over here. We got the Lovers with the 10 of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune, which I love. Then we have the 9 of Pentacles with the Empress and the 7 of Cups. Now the 7 of Cups is only dastardly, dangerous, or deadly if you're not in this Empress 9 of Pentacles state, right? If you are susceptible to choosing things that do not benefit you or that are not for you, then it's like beware of the 7 of Cups. You may come into illusion. When you make those self-honoring choices, then it's like you don't have to worry about it as much. And so maybe at the same time, I don't have to, as long as I continue to filter out things in the way I'm filtering it out, I don't have to worry about not being able to modify later. Because again, it's like I've already done everything. I've acquired everything that I need to move forward. And I know that because I've been diligent in it. Also, the Lovers can be choices. So this Wheel moving forward and this 10 of Pentacles, at this point, it's a choice. Because again, I've done enough. I've done enough where at this point, this Wheel moving forward is a choice. And honestly, I have kind of sort of been keeping it a little stuck lately. Not totally, but I haven't been putting as much into moving it as I can. Again, because I was feeling I was going to be coming upon this modification point. And maybe the modification point wasn't, I always kind of sort of thought it would be something outside of me. But maybe the modification point was just me being in this space that I'm in right now. Right? Where things got really hot and really swordy. It was really fiery and airy for a minute, but now I'm coming back into this water earth balance where I can have all of the elements at play and not just be water and earth heavy, but completely disregarding the fire and the air in me. And again, that's also part of the 6 of Pentacles balance. The Empress, oh, I went looking for the Emperor. But the Emperor came out with the Lovers, and who is the lover of the Empress? It's the Emperor. So hey, that's double confirmation for the Emperor being on the table. Also double confirmation for this Empress being in Empress energy, and Empress being in Empress energy is me. And I talked earlier about the micro and the macro. It's like I've been doing a lot of this micro stuff with this Emperor energy, getting the inside right to match this Empress energy, macro things. And it's all stemming from this sort of foundation within the self that I've been able to establish. And so again, I think the modification was, it was just me being in the space that I'm in right now. All of the queens were on the table. Empress was on the table. We were missing the King of Swords and the King of Wands, but the Emperor was still on the table. So, okay, that was still a little bit. So, final message, please. Ooh, the Tower with that 5 of Swords. 5 of Cups, girl. Shadow side and the Tower. Five of Cups came out with the Knight of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. I don't know. I'm just hostilities came out. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but I'm not. I can't wait anymore. It wouldn't be fair to me if I continued to do that. So anything that is meant for me will find me. Strength and the Three of Pentacles. It will have the strength. It's like it's been writing that letter, but it ain't sent. Anything meant for me at this point will find me, because I can't. In the name of self-love and honoring me, I can't continue to Ten of Wands. It's not mine at this point. Whatever's not mine is not mine. And I've been all that I know how to be. And I've been doing it for me, so I guess it ain't like, I'm necessarily doing it for somebody else. Justice. But yeah. Can I get a final card, please? What's the final message? Hostilities. Hostilities isn't envy, though. Hostilities is like, and that's what they talk about in the card. They're like, hostilities, like, envy is something that can, like, run in the background. Hostilities is just, like, straight up vicious. It's like, okay, well, I mean, ain't my fault that I'm out here making moves. blame it on, oh, yeah, no, I'm so over that energy. Maybe double energy is also about attachment. I'm also going to read this. I don't think I'm done yet. So, Four of Swords again, 9. I've already seen all these. Seven of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the Empress. 4-3. Might as well 2-1 it. Well, ooh, Lovers at the bottom of the deck. No, we ain't gonna 2-1 it. We ain't gonna 2-1 it, because if it was supposed to 2-1, it would have came out 2-1. These cards we've already seen. The Four of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups, we've seen. Seven of Pentacles, I've seen. The Empress, this is the third time she's been out. The Page of Swords came out. It was this. I started with the Page of Swords, and I ended with the Empress in that first round. So it's still related to the past in some way. I guess I have to consciously remind myself, anything meant for me will find me. And I can't claim that I love myself if I'm not going to do anything for me. I can't claim that I love myself if I continue to put myself on the back burner. Something about this, it's 978. It should be 987. Walking away is also an option. Giving up is an option. Not taking anything is making a choice. Sometimes not making a decision is making a decision. And I can't continue to be in a space where I'm making decisions based off of decisions that somebody else may or may not make. And again, it's because I have to be my number one priority. And me being my number one priority doesn't mean that I don't want to work with, or I'm not compromising. But if we're negotiating and I'm the only person at the negotiating table, then it's like, hey, I kind of sort of get to make all of the whatever. And I don't know, I can't. The Four of Swords is waiting. The Nine of Pentacles, this energy is just like sitting pretty. This energy, 7 and the Eight of Cups, it's about, honestly, it's giving me like this sorcerer, this magician can do these like little party tricks. But with the Eight of Cups, it's about wanting something more than just a little party trick. It's about wanting something fulfilling. And then down here, the Seven of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the Empress, it's like, Oh, ew, gosh. Now I gotta tell myself there may be somebody watching me. That's disgusting. It's not disgusting. It's just like anytime someone's like, "Oh, someone's stalking you," I'm like, over it. Sorry. But it's like, is this at hostilities? Is there? No. Give me one card. Maybe this is why that devil keep popping up. Clarify. That was the fool. Yeah, it would be foolish. Clarify this page of swords for me, please. Oh, that's a whole bunch. That is a whole bunch. This is a whole bunch. Oh, not the Six of Pentacles on the outside with a Five of Wands. Girl. All of this for this one little page of wands. So this is how we're going to do it. We're going to separate these. Seven of Pentacles with the Four Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. The Seven of Cups, Eight of Cups with the Empress. All of this is going to be clarifying the Page of Swords. So the Five of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Seven of Swords, the Hierophant, and then Temperance and the Ten of Wands. It's almost like somebody tried to project. It's like someone is projecting on me with this Page of Swords. Maybe it's like somebody's kind of sort of looking at, because from what I've talked about especially, looking at what I've been going through. Maybe saw me in March when I was pretty much crying on camera. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened. But when I said in that video, I don't want to have to move on without whatever. But if it's what I gotta do, then I'm gonna do it. If it's what I have to do, I'm gonna do it. Page of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck now. If it's what I gotta do, then I'm gonna do it, and I meant it. If you can't tell by the life I lead, I try to live my example. And like I say, whatever I'm saying on camera is pretty much what I'm doing off camera. I don't come on and talk about doing work that I'm not actually doing. Right? And so it's kind of sort of just more like interesting and curious than straight up deceptive or evil or whatever. Kind of. The devil didn't come out, and that's what I was looking for to be like, you know. The Five of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. There's no water here. Air, earth, fire, earth, air, fire. Well, I guess there's some water in the High Priestess, but we ain't counting majors. And then I guess there would be water in Temperance, kind of, but we ain't counting her either. There's no water here. Which I guess is not surprising. So wow, it's like this Page of Swords don't even really care about me. Because where's the water, sis? But I guess, anyway, it's fine. Let's get in. So the Five of Swords, I feel like, again, the Five of Swords is giving me this projection. The Queen of Pentacles, it's trying to shake my foundation, or just looking at it. The Nine of Wands, and then the Eight of Pentacles. I take this. I think that's why there's no water here. The fact that there's no water here means that this Page of Swords, if it's trying to replicate anything that I'm doing, it's bound and destined to fail. And maybe that's the one part that isn't really seen. Because water is a huge part of what I do. And so if this page isn't seeing the water, they're not getting a complete picture. And again, I don't think this is necessarily bad. I think it's an area, maybe it's trying to replicate, maybe it's someone who has similar burdens. And so they're like doing what it is that's supposed to be being done. Like the reason why I upload videos and the reason why I talk about my particular experience is because if someone can take something out of it that benefits them, then that's why I do this, right? And so I'm not necessarily upset about this, but the fact that there's no water in here anywhere is concerning to me again because water is it's a big part of what I do. And I guess it necessarily hasn't been too visible, especially since I've been all hot and fiery since I started this channel. And I do get like super airy and into like all this like whatever stuff. But like again, water is a big part of what I actually do. There's 19 wands. 19 is the number of the sun, so it's interesting that it came out in the wands. There are 12 swords. 12 is the number of the hangman. There are 9 pentacles. 9 is the number of the hermit and earth. And then we have the high priestess and the hierophant with temperance and the 10 of wands. Again, if you don't see my water, my alchemical process may not work for you. Right? And what I try to do like an air thing, I try to get people to see things a different way. Maybe I'm not focused enough on showing my own water. Well, am I focused enough on water? Can I get a card? It's like, no, you don't need a card. It's no. Two of Swords, no. I don't need a card. I don't think I put the emphasis on water that it really needs. Um, Water it's a sacred element to me. Um, Water in my mind precedes swords. It precedes everything else. It's the element of spirituality in and of itself. And it's what flows between everything in my mind. And I know that sometimes I'm like God, universe, spirit, whatever, angels, your ancestors, whatever. I think I kind of sort of lump because the language is different behind some principles that behind some things that operate under the similar principles, right? So also maybe I don't do a good job of communicating exactly my experience. And I think that was the thing about the trial of water that at least Russell did that I had some hope to kind of sort of mimic, but I wasn't not mimic, but be inspired by it. Mimic is fine, but not straight up him, but to do me. And there are some things that didn't necessarily come out, and that's fine because if it's not yet the time, it's not yet the time, or if it's not important to what would serve more people, then that's whatever. And I feel like I don't want to say like I'm a cut above the rest, but I handle and process through things in such an interesting way that I don't think everyone is necessarily at. And so maybe this is just like me reading myself like, wow, she is not relatable. What is she doing on here? But without any water, this is an incomplete picture. But also, you can kind of sort of substitute in your own water, maybe, and maybe it's fine. But with this ending in Temperance and the Ten of Wands, I feel like it's not necessarily working. And maybe there could be sort of hostilities that come more sort of from the space of frustration or a lack of understanding. I don't know. But like, here's the High Priestess, there's the Seven of Swords, and then here's the Hierophant. This is an interesting line. I think this was a little bit more than a bargain for. And is this my challenge? To be more relatable? But honestly, at this point, I don't know if I necessarily care to. So it's like, well, why do I keep making videos? Why do I keep making videos? Maybe this is what I'm supposed to be discovering in my week off. Maybe I'm done. And it's time for the world to spin in a different way. Maybe I feel like there are so many areas and so many times where I'm like, I feel like I've already said everything that I can say from my perspective. Um, and I don't know. Okay, let's get back into this. This is a Page of Swords. Five of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is about replication. It could be about replication. I mean, you see the pentacles on the wall, and he's just making the same pentacles. Nine of Wands. This is a fighter. She's not beat up in this deck. But the Nine of Wands is the Queen of Wands. Maybe before she becomes a queen. Five of Swords with the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles could be trying to follow the physical example. The Nine of Wands could be trying to apply it and trying to master it with the Eight of Pentacles. But again, there's no water here. High Priestess, which is the moon. The Hierophant, which is Taurus. My moon is in Taurus. Hey. Seven of Swords is an Aquarian energy. Both of these are fixed and they square. And then we end up with double Sagittarian energy in the Temperance card and the Ten of Wands. But Sagittarian energy again, it's like you kind of sort of have to learn to do it your own way. And that's something that I talk about all the time. I'm like, we need to be doing it our own way. We need to be connected to our own whatever, because we don't necessarily get a complete anything from anybody. And I don't go into all of everything that comes across my mind, because there's a lot. This is interesting. It was the Seven of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the Empress. Now, at first, I was like, is this Page of Swords trying to cut all of the crops that I'm growing in my own little garden? Hello, that's rude. But then this Empress is sitting back chilling like, girl, we so fertile over here. Like, I'm like pretending to garden. Like, I don't really have to do all of this if I want these seeds to grow. I can plant a seed and tell it to grow, and then I got a tree overnight. I'm just doing it the slow way because, it'll help me appreciate things better in the long run. It can't be taken. I've made no infringements upon anyone else, so I don't want to say I'm untouchable, but I don't infringe upon other people. And it's an energy that I'm not open to receiving because I don't give it. But it is interesting because it's almost like it's very much so that like if devil energy can't reach you, then it'll like get whatever the most vulnerable or whoever the most vulnerable person is connected to you. But in the space of further trial, I only get like I have the mindset that's continuously focused on evolution and growth. And so it just continues to grow me. And I think that's something that we can all benefit from. Bro, well, we'll see what that changes. Okay. Yup. Oh goodness. Seems like anyway. We'll see, we'll see. Where is the love? There's that Three of Swords. I was like, I haven't seen the Three of Swords. Okay, that was a lot. Final cards, please. Page of Pentacles at the bottom again. Ooh, Two of Cups. Okay. This is looking like not 5 cards, 3 cards. We'll see if this is it. 9 of Swords. We may be on this for a while because I've already opened up the can of worms. Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and the King of Wands. Okay. Some people got real interesting tests. I'm like, oh my gosh. Was all of this necessary? Was all of that necessary? Apparently. I don't think I'm going to finish here. I'm on a 3-2-1 this. This is Leo, Air, and Earth. Air and Earth is very, like, that's masculine energy. Earth is yin masculine, and air is yang masculine. So fire is, in some ways, fire is actually a feminine element, but it's the yang side of femininity, right? So it's the masculine side of the feminine energy. That's like fire is kind of sort of the femme fatale, where water is the like the good girl, right? And then air would be like the bad boy. Well, it could be the bad boy, or it could be just like the nerd, the Poindexter, and then Earth could be like the couch potato, or the jock. Um, Earth would be the brawn, air would be the brains in the masculine, right? And so I guess Earth could be the jock, and then air would be the nerd, and then we have the femme fatale versus the good girl on the feminine side. So there are 2 pages here. And then the King of Wands is sort of sitting. Oh God, that's way too much. No, I'm not doing all that. No. I feel like there's an element of proving for this King of Wands. Oops. And that's one of the kings that we didn't see. I didn't see. It still didn't shuffle earlier. Clarify this King of Wands energy. The King of Wands almost feels like an onlooker, but it's someone interested in. There's the Emperor. Someone interested in kind of sort of how I've been doing this. And again, nothing happens without the permission of the divine, and so sometimes the divine will allow double energy to come into our lives and test us with the will of the year. I do want to go back and turn this karma card upright because I think it's still in reverse. I saw it back here. Here it is. Karma in between the Ace of Wands and the Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck is the King of Pentacles. So yeah, with that Wheel of Fortune, it's the will of the year. And we have all 4 seasons depicted. Again, nothing happens without permission of the divine. And so any challenge or obstacle that I come across, I don't necessarily hold it against the person, because again, everything I see is a lesson. Um, and when you see everything as a lesson, then you find the blessing in everything, I guess. And so, with the King of Wands overlooking all of this, it kind of sort of has been approving of sorts. And like I said before, it was approving of sorts. And I guess not only was that proving me to me, I was also proving me to maybe a guide, maybe a guardian, maybe someone who I don't even. Oh, look at the lovers! I know. I had a feeling. Oh, gosh. The past is the past, and it's all over. Things that needed to happen happened for a reason, and I don't necessarily hold anything against individuals. So, you know, girl. Oh, girl. Oh, girl. That's a whole headache and a half. But it's fine. Maybe I've inspired people to, and that's all I hope to do, right? I'm not necessarily a showboaty type of person, but if I can inspire someone to take a little bit of a different approach or a different perspective, and to keep going forward, then that's what we do for each other. That's what I'm here for. That's why I make these videos. So final message, please, because I'm honestly ready to go to sleep now. And I don't even think I ever ate. Did I eat? I had some noodles. Maybe I did eat. I don't remember. I wanted to eat more. Maybe I'll eat an apple. I got a few apples, and I've really been enjoying apples lately. Ace of Cups. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see with that full card. Trust me. What did Michael Jackson say? Oh, the lovers in between. So the star, the Eight of Wands, and the Tower. Who is that? The Page of Pentacles? Yes, the Page of Pentacles with the Ace of Swords behind her. So the Star, the Lovers, and the Tower, and then the Six of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. What's after the Five of Pentacles? The Hermit. Oh goodness. 6 and 5 is an 11. So that's 11 Pentacles into the Hermit. So flanked by the Tower and the Six of Pentacles is the Lovers. With the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck, I am interested to see what's at the top. The Five of Wands. I feel like there may have been past life karmic cycles that I was less aware of. And again, there was a certain point of needing, and maybe that's what that King of Wands is. Maybe it's not a person, maybe it's more like the functionality of a guide. And again, nothing happens without the consent of the divine. And I'll talk about Job a lot, and how God basically allowed the devil to go in and take everything from Job. But Job was like, I ain't losing my faith. I ain't crazy. And I guess Patrick ain't lost his either. And he ain't gonna lose his. And just like Job was rewarded, Patrick is gonna be rewarded. And sometimes Patrick speaks in the third person. Yeah, sometimes Patrick speaks in the third person. One time when Patrick was in high school, he wanted to speak in third person all day, because that's what Patrick does for fun. Apparently. It lasted like half of a day. It was fine. But I had fun. But anyway, it's like all things work to my better, to the betterment of me. And just like with all that foolishness that went down with the school I went to, I ended up finding myself in a position where it actually benefited me more than it hindered me, interestingly enough. Because here we are now, and I've been able to pretty much float on. But it's time to stop floating, and it's time to start flying. So I think this is where I'm gonna end this. That was really interesting. It wasn't necessarily extremely personal. It kind of started off a little weird or wonky or whatever, but we ended up where it was that we were supposed to, I guess. So I do want to read one passage from Arms of the Sea. Arms from the Sea. We're just gonna do this one here. There's a whole paragraph. A grotto. The picket birds circled its threshold. The clamor peppered with their gabbling, sorry. Blednishev throttled back the inflatable. Through the bay's narrow mouth, Lyle could see the Mythostra pivoting on its chain, riding the currents with Alfred and Keach aboard. Behind it, the sky was flashing, spider legs advancing, sorry. Gobbo was beside him on the thwart, removing the blanket from his shoulders. A beam of sun lit Lyle's stripes. I was like strips, what? A beam of sun lit Lyle's stripes. Then the shadow of the wall fell over him, and he felt the cold wind buffet his skin. I never know how to pronounce that word. If it's like buffet or buffet. Here we see Blednishev. I thought they was on this inflatable because their ship was crashing. I think this was earlier in the book than the last time, so apparently they just be on this inflatable. Hitting a cold wall. Why is that? It's reminding me of the the White Walkers, the Wind Walkers. I never watched Game of Thrones, okay? But I know that there's the White Walkers and some wall, right? And there's a coldness. There was an inflatable. I don't remember. I don't know what that was. I'm getting tired. I'm sorry. Alright, so I'm going to catch y'all later. And I feel like the Page of Swords kind of sort of threw the energy at the end, but again, wait, what was there to look out for me? I don't think there was anything. It was kind of sort of just like keep it up and dream bigger and do more and don't stop now. It's actually a time for action for me. There was these super passive cycles, there were these very enlightening cycles, and then there was this action that I would take within the cycle related to the lesson that I was learning in that cycle. But when it comes to things as a whole, again, I was planting these seeds, watering seeds that I had already planted and planting more seeds. But I don't know if I've necessarily too much done this larger external sort of progression and movement, and that's what it's about focusing on now for me. And yeah, so all right, good night or good morning or good whatever, whenever. Bye.